miraculous blood purifying effect. Through this method, the practitioner would not absorb the thought fragments and diverse memories when tempering their body with blood energy, enhancing the spirit energy of their blood. As a result of this, they would not experience a fiendish rebound, lose control when channeling the blood-spirit art, or lose their sanity. On the other hand, the path that Zhang and his people walked was a shortcut. They did not rely on blood pools or the blood of spirit beasts. Instead, they absorbed blood directly from a martial practitioner's body. In fact, to a disciple of blood fiend sect, the fresh blood of a human was more suitable for cultivation compared to the fresh blood of a spirit beast. The fresh blood of a human did not need to be purified by spirit herbs, cultivated with a blood pool, or absorbed through one's pores. A disciple could just drink it like water. Blood from one human was similar to another's, after all, but beast's blood wasn't. Therefore, it needed to be purified through a complicated process. While using human blood was more preferable than beast blood, doing so also had a huge flaw. Humans were highly intelligent, and their blood contained many thought fragments, confusing memories, and negative emotions. Although directly absorbing human blood for cultivation purposes could swiftly increase one's strength, it also meant that one would absorb thought fragments, memories, and negative emotions into their own blood. The more human blood a practitioner absorbed, the more thought fragments, memories, and negative emotions they would accumulate. The impurities inside of Zhang's and Zhang Tanxing's bodies caused them to lose control of their bodies during battle. When the thought fragments, memories, and negative emotions within one's blood erupted, they would take direct control of the practitioner's body, leading to the host itself being controlled by blood. According to the accounts in this half of the Blood Codex, the people who cultivated using this method would accumulate more and more thought fragments, memories, and negative emotions inside of their blood. In fact, they could even give birth to a terrible blood soul. As the blood soul grew stronger and stronger, it would ultimately devour their own cultivator and replace the main soul of the body. When that happened, the person who cultivated this type of blood spirit art would no longer be themselves. In fact, they would no longer even be considered human. They will have completely transformed into a blood demon. This cultivation method meant that the practitioner would ultimately cultivate to the point of completely losing themselves. It was the same as breeding a monster with a confused soul in their own blood that would ultimately devour them. This was a tragic ending. However, the moment that a cultivator fell to this evil path, discovering that this cultivation method would allow them to improve at a ridiculous speed, they wouldn't be able to control their thirst for human blood. Just like being hooked on drugs, they would forever lose themselves in the act. After clarifying the differences between the two types of cultivation arts, Nhan Ly made up his mind to never cultivate by directly absorbing human blood. He had no intention of losing himself and being devoured by a blood soul, ultimately turning into a blood demon. He did not know if Zhang and the others were aware of this consequence. He also did not know what their reaction would be if they realized that they would lose their soul if they cultivated this path to the very end. Nhan Ly was not in a hurry to leave. In the belly of the mountain, he researched and tested the many secret arts that were meant to complement the blood spirit art, such as blood darts, explode, blood darts, soul shackle, blood weeping ghost claw, and blood darts, escape, attempting to simplify them. 10 days later, he understood how to unleash them and etch them deep into his memory. Only then did he leave the Blood Cloud mountain range. Nhan Ly rode the Cloud sailboat on a scheduled return journey and went back to Black Jade City. He returned to Black Jade City about 10 days later and headed to the small house in North City. He hadn't even gotten close to the house before he came to a stop with a grim face. Numerous martial practitioners were gathered around the house. Many people wore whispers